Alright, so my mum's birthday is coming up. It's going to be our 70th, as you might be able to tell from the text on the card that I've prepped over here. I've just stuck it down, and there's some extra tape over here because I have already folded this paper, which was probably a little bit of a mistake. So I'm trying to think of something to put on the card for her, and I found this as sort of inspiration for what I would like to do. I think it looks really cool. And it's a little bit different, but it's very much my mum. So one of the things I want to do is just sort of figure out my colour palette quickly and go from there. So I think what I'm definitely going to do is go in with some Pyrrole Scarlet, some Quinacridone Rose, and well, those will be the first colours I start with. So I think what I'm gonna do is prep some of this Pyrrole Scarlet. So I'm just gonna wet my brush, and I've already sprayed down my palette, so I want to grab some of this Pyrrole Scarlet, and I'm just gonna water it down a bit. I should really clean my palette so I have somewhere better to work. We'll put it over here. That's a good spot for it to go. So I'm just going to mix that up a little bit and add some water to it. And I also have this little book here that I like to use to swatch colours. So that's what I'm going to be doing. We're just going to be kind of going with the flow today. So I just want to see what I've got going on here. I mean, there's also the cat hair, so let's just leave that alone. I've definitely got too much water on my brush, so I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. And I think that could be a good starting point with a little bit of a watery Pyrrole Scarlet. And if I grab that Quinac Rose, I've actually got some over here, that's nice. And if I drip that in there as well, sort of gives me pretty much the same vibe that we've got going on over there. So I like that. I think what I'm gonna do is start with the stems and then move into the flowers. I don't think what I create is gonna look anything like what that looks like. But hopefully it looks okay by the end of it. So let me go ahead and grab a green. Actually, I don't know what green I'm going to be grabbing here. I think I'm going to go and mix some Serpentine Genuine with some Burnt Umber to create a bit of a darker blue. So I'm just going to grab a brush that doesn't hold as much water and quickly mix that up. I want that to be a creamier consistency, so I'm going to go ahead and add quite a bit more paint to that. Okay, so that's looking all right. Now for that deeper green, I think I'm gonna mix some phthalo green with I'm not too sure actually. This is a fun little exercise figuring out what we need. All right, realizing you can't actually see me mixing my paints, so I'm just gonna do this. Sorry about that. So here's that mixture from before, and now I'm mixing that phthalo green. Clean my brush, and let's try. I'm going to try put a bit of Prussian blue in there. It's not going to be a very natural green. Alright, so it's definitely very bluey green. I think what I'm gonna do is also add a little bit of burnt umber to that. I know nothing about mixing paints, but we're trying, we're learning, we're seeing how it goes. I'm gonna do a little bit more burnt umber. Ooh, well, something's happened there. Turned it into black. Let's see what that looks like. All right, there we go. That is pretty much the color I want. So that's our mix for that color. All right, then we've just got some oranges and some peachy colors there. So I think, let me just spray this down again. Just keep these paints nice and moist. Oh, I need to fill this up. There we go. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is go to actually a pyrrole orange. Is a color I like very much. If I use a very watered down version of that, we get a really nice peachy color. So I'm happy with that, just as is. Although it is very close to that. So, oh, you can't see. There we go. This is too close to that, so I'm actually not going to use my pyrrole orange. What I'm going to do instead. Well, let's have a look at our permanent orange. I use a really watered down. Not a huge fan of it. What if I just use a very watered down version of my pyrrole scarlet here? Let's see. I think that might be the way to go. We just create really watered down flowers and then more brilliant flowers. And then I can go in with really creamy bits. All right, you know what? Why don't we just start painting? See how it goes. Shall we start with our stems? I think that's a nice place to start. I'm just going to gather some of this paint. And here we go, paint to paper. I am honestly just going to try and replicate this as best I can. This is a learning process. We learn by copying or replicating. If this birthday card is a fail, that is fine. My mum will be happy with the thought. All right, so there we go. We've got one stem there, and then the other stem is sort of over here. So I'm just going to whoop up there. It's maybe a little too much. And then we've got a little leaf that sort of goes up all the way to the top. There we go. All right, then we've got another one that's down here. So I'm going to, this is sort of just like plotting out where everything goes. I'm going to dab off some water there. All right, so now going in here in the corner and going to, that's pretty good. Not very good, but good enough. All right. And then this also has a nice big leaf over here, so using what I have learned in the past about the leaves. There we go. I do apologize, I think the garden is being tended to and the lawnmower is going, so you might be able to hear that in the background. My apologies. Alright, I'm just adding a little bit of depth to this as well while they're still wet. Maybe messing them up a little bit, but that's okay. That's what we're doing today. Having A learning party. Alright, well, it's something. We'll go back in with details later. I did just want to add a bit more colour to these. Alright, so I think that's all on that front. I know there's an extra little leaf that I need to do with that, but I'm not going to do it right now. I think what I want to do is build out these particular flowers first. So we've done that. Now what I'm going to do is, for that, I'm going to go in with some Hunter Yellow Deep. And I'm just going to add that over here. That looks good. And I'm just going to do that. That's actually just the right color. And yes, the green is bleeding into it. No, I do not mind. All right, I'm actually going to add a bit more. I'm going to make that line a bit thicker. And then from here, we're going to go out with our Pyrrole Scarlet. So I'm going to dip into the watery mix that I've got over here. And I'm going to go up. And I'm actually going to plot out the whole flower like this. Okay. And then the next one goes over here. And she goes like that. That's all good. Love it. Okay, we're gonna add to that. We're just doing this. It's all good for right now. I'm not gonna stress, everything's fine. All right, next one, we're gonna separate it a bit more. And, oh, we've lifted up here. That's okay. And we're just going to wiggle it along the corner here. I need to push that out of the way a little bit. Yep, all right, we're lifting up. It's okay, tape. You can just stay, that would be nice. Actually very strange to paint and try and record yourself, because I honestly don't know what this looks like from your perspective. So this could be an absolutely terrible and unusable video. I really hope not. That would be quite sad. Alright, and then we're going to do one more, which is going to be along here, down there, and like so. Alright, there we go. So now I'm actually going to clean off my brush. And because I have so much pigment here, I'm actually going to go ahead and lift it up as best I can. So this is probably going to just end up being a big mess, but that's okay. Alright, then I'm going to go in with that quinacridone rose and just bleed that in there. I'm realizing I've made lots of mistakes, but that is okay. This might be a usable card, it might not be. Either way, it's something. I mean, I don't hate the way that looks. I mean, I'm not thrilled with it either, but it's definitely something. So I think for the next one, I'm going to do it a bit differently. So this one starts with pink, and I think what I'm going to do is, this is going to be revolutionary. I'm going to just do the pink. Oh, I forgot to do the yellow bit there, but that's okay. And we're just gonna plan it out like this. There we go. So now that's my pink bits done. Right, we don't have to think about that anymore. Now what I'm gonna do is go in with that Pyrrole Scarlet and I'm gonna finish the flower. So we're gonna add those petals and we're gonna drag it down like that. So that those mix and match. That's totally doing what I wanted to do. Definitely not doing something I don't want. So again, I'm just gonna come here and we're gonna, whoops, mix those in to the pink. There we go. Creating some what are they called? Cauliflowers. That's okay, it's fine. It's in the details that'll it'll come together. Alright, let's do the last one. And we are going to finish out this petal like this and mix it in there. So I think I have had a big realization as to what's going wrong. So the next flower I'm going to do completely differently. So there we go, that's that flower done. It's pretty terrible, but that's okay. It's the whole point, it's fine. All right, so for the next flower, what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna do, it's gonna be exactly the same. I'm realizing these two look very similar. Maybe you need a little bit of fixing, there we go. For the next one, what I'm gonna do, we forgot to give you your little bum over here. There we go, now you've got a bum, lovely. I'm going to paint the flower first with water. I'm just going to wet my brush and I'm going to drag the water where I want it to be, and I think I'll go petal by petal because I can't really see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to try it with the Pyrrole Scarlet first at the bottom again. Okay, there we go. And then go in with the quinacridone rose at the top. And have them meet in the middle. That feels a touch better. This is quite a terrible card actually. I'm realizing this as I'm going. This is not working out particularly well. Alright, so I'm gonna just continue painting my little flower. We're gonna keep trying this method. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. So far this is looking to be the most effective method because it's keeping it nice and wet while we're painting. And I don't want to add more water. Problem is that I really can't see where I've painted the water beforehand. So we're kind of just winging it a lot, which is also fine. This is, wow, turning into something special. What a unique birthday card, Mother. You're welcome. Alright, so now I'm going to come down here again. Still can't really see where I've painted the water, so I'm starting to think that it may have been smarter to just wet the whole page and do a wet on wet technique with this particular painting, because it doesn't seem to be the smartest thing that I've ever done. This flower is going to be very vibrant. Oh yeah, that lovely lawnmower going in the background is so lovely. Delightful little touch of ambiance to the video. Alright, now this one we're gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna drag that flower out. There we go. This one I at least can see a little bit of where it is, because we've accidentally dragged out some of the colour from the other two flowers or petals, and we're now creating cauliflowers. Perfect. That's exactly what you want, is cauliflowers in your paintings. It's okay, I've just got too much water. I mean, this is quite a fun way of doing it, of painting the flower with water first, and then adding... Oh wow, I don't know what's happened with the colour there, that doesn't look particularly good. I may have swapped colours accidentally. Okay, so those are the 3 different techniques that we've done for 3 different flowers. I'm not thrilled with the way any of them have turned out. That's fine. We're gonna try a different technique now for this flower that's over here. So let's go ahead and add in some extra stems and stuff. So we're gonna go with the blue green ones now. And I've got so much cat hair. There we go. Okay, so we are going to come here to this one. We're going to whoop. Whoop, lovely, lovely. This one has also got a bum. We need to make sure that we add the bums to all of them. And this one's got a lovely leaf that just sort of blooms out the side here. Gorgeous. I've made it much too big, but that's okay. We're not replicating exactly, obviously. I mean, this flower is ready. They're all struggling. And it's going to come together in the end. Trust the process. Because I know what I'm doing. Not at all. I think here I'm going to put another flower. So I will... I'm going to do this. It's got a fancy little... There. Lovely. And it can also have a leaf that goes over there. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, now we need to add one over here. That's going to be interesting, considering I seem to have stuffed things up with the spacing, but that's okay. Yes, I've got the spacing entirely wrong. It's fine, we're going to fill it up later. It'll be fine. There's no right or wrong when it comes to art, right? That's what my art teacher told me in high school. I think art is art. If you're whatever the thing is, your justification for your artwork is good enough, then you can get an A. If you put a piece of clay on display. Ah, I'm rhyming. Can you tell that I'm not feeling particularly confident about this piece? It's good, it's fine. Because you see, I have an idea. Not right now. But I have an idea. Okay. So I think for this flower, what I'm going to do is wet the whole space and then paint it. So I'm going to just get some clean water and I'm just going to wet this corner of the page. And there we go. So now I know that this whole corner is wet and I can go and play. So I think what I discovered was that I wanted to use a different color. I think what I'm gonna do is go in with Hansa Yellow Deep, and we're gonna use that as the color here. So I'm going to paint out these flowers, these petals. We're definitely going to need more pigment than that. There we go, nice and bright. So paint out the petals, there's one, and then the next petal is over here. Very pretty, trying not to have them bleed into each other too much. I mean, this is quite an exploration in style, and I feel like I'm learning quite a bit, which is nice. It's nice to feel like you're learning. I'm listening to music while I'm doing this, and every now and then it just sort of cuts out, and I'm like, oh, what's happened? But then it comes back, and I'm like, oh, yes, nice lo-fi beats. Gotta listen to lo-fi while you paint. That's what they say, isn't it? So now what I think I'm gonna do is actually add some of that pyrrole orange to this flower. You see, I'm taking a lot of creative liberties now. There we go. I'm just gonna drag that into these little flowers. I think I've found my favorite way of doing this. I don't think the image I'm copying is actually a watercolor image. Maybe it is. It probably is. There's someone far more skilled than me. Alright, that's that flower. I'm happy with it. It doesn't have hard edges. That's fine. So now I'm going to come in and do the same technique for this one because I actually enjoyed that technique. I thought that was quite nice. So I'm just going to wet this area. Flipping cat hairs. Off you go, fuzzies. There you go, get them off the paintbrush. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go in with my Hansa Yellow and we're going to paint a flower. Paint a flower. There's too much water. Okay. Oh my goodness, the hair. Well, we're just going to leave it. It's not there. Pretend it's not there. For my sake, thank you. There's no hair there. Wait, what hair? What? Cat hair? No. That's not a thing. I don't have two cats. I'd like to just clamber all over my artworks. Anyways. Artworks, she says. Oh, funny, good joke. Oh dear, I'm just realising now that this channel is going to be absolutely unhinged. Because you're going to be sitting with me for long periods of time while I'm actually just sat here alone with my thoughts. And I don't think that my thoughts are the most I'm not sure what I'm trying to say here, but I'm stuck alone with these thoughts all the time. Like, now I'm just essentially podcasting to people while I paint, broadcasting my real-time thoughts. I think that's a bit interesting. Okay, so we've got... I like this. This is my favorite tech. This is the favorite flower. That one, we'll see. We'll see about this one. I've added too much water to it, so we just need to clean it up a little bit, I think. Oh dear, we've ruined it. Ruined the flower. That's fine. We'll leave it alone. Don't play with it too much. All right, so now we're going to do the last flower. And I am also just going to use this same technique that we've discovered that we like. There we go. There's another pair. Get rid of that. Okay, so we're going to go in again with our fancy yellow deep. I'm enjoying this. Yellow is my favourite colour, so it is always a joy to paint with colours that I like. And going in with that orange again. There we go. All right, I'm pretty chuffed with how that's looking. I mean, aside from this one, I don't think there's anything I can do to save that though. So I can try and save that a little bit. Clean up that cauliflower. It's a little bit better, it's not much better. It is a little bit better. Now you would think as a pretty beginner artist that I would have pretty beginner supplies, but I don't, because when I first got into watercolor painting, I decided, yes, I want the fanciest things. So yes, this is an incredibly fancy Tintoretto brush, and I have a palette full of Daniel Smith paints. So that is what I am using for this, in case you were wondering. A nice little hangout sesh while we paint, isn't it? Okay, I think maybe I should stop fiddling with these, but I don't like these red flowers. They're just not quite the vibe, are they? Like, especially this one is a mess. So I'm just going to try and fix it a little bit. In fact, you just go in and... Like, this one's very bland, so we're going to try and fix it a little bit. I don't think this is fixing it. I think I'm making it worse. You know when they say don't overwork your paintings, this is what they mean. Okay, we're gonna leave that one alone. Now what I'm gonna do is, sorry, I got distracted there. What I'm gonna do now is fill in the blank spaces with some leaves while I wait for my flowers to dry. So this one can have an extra little leaf, I think. I'm gonna grab our green that we created, and you can get a little leaf. Although now my paintbrush is too dry. So you get a nice little leaf. I wish that was darker and that we didn't have so many rogue hairs going on at the moment. All right. Now we've got lots of different coloured leaves that are being used around. And what I think I'm going to do is go in with the burnt sienna. Make a little mix of burnt sienna. Goodness me. We're spraying my face. There we go. Also maybe get a little bit more water on my paintbrush, that'll help. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to get some water off of my paintbrush, and I'm going to add a little leaf over here. That's not quite as pigmented as I was hoping it would be. Okay. There we go. All right, then let's add another one over here. And think another one over here would be nice. And one over here. There we go. All right. And you know, we can also add one over here. I like that location for a little brown leaf. And I think that's good for the brown leaves. All right, let's add some other leaves. So I'm gonna grab just my serpentine genuine as is. I'm not gonna mix it with anything. And I'm gonna add a few leaves of that color because I think it's quite a pretty color. Right, so I'm going to add one over here. Yeah, that's a nice vibrant green, I like it. Oopsies, we've lost our leaf shape. That's okay. Can even make it a bit fatter at the top there. Lovely! Alright, let's put one in here, just a little baby leaf. Suddenly very shaky. Peculiar. Well, this is getting further and further from leaf shaped the more I go in there. Okay, there we go. I think that's good, we can stop. Alright, then let's put one over here, a little baby leaf. That's good enough. And let's put one over here. Let's just make it bigger. Oopsies, it's more like a slug, isn't it? That would be cute. If only I had the artistic ability to do slugs. Maybe one day. Alright, then I think we need another one. Maybe I actually just go in with the phthalo green. No, I think that's too much, isn't it? What about a very watered down phthalo green? I think that could be something. Very watered down phthalo green. Let's see. Let's see. Nope, that looks really not very good in contrast to the other greens. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some yellow to that. Oh, it's very bright. Very bright. Oh goodness, that doesn't look very good at all. Alright, we're putting a touch of brown in there. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. This doesn't quite match the colour palette, does it? Okay, well that's something. Do we think my mother will be getting this as a birthday card? Don't think so. I don't think I can gift this to my mother on her 70th birthday. I think that would perhaps be a little insulting. You really don't want to stay stuck, do you? I'm looking forward to like adding some details to it, to maybe save it. But right now, it's looking not so lovely jubbly. Alright, we need one more leaf in there. We're just going to go with brown. We're just going to go the burnt umber. That is the leaf that's going over there. There's a lot of leaves over here, which I probably should have done something else, made the flower a bit bigger perhaps, but I don't know. Composition is something I have to learn. Obviously. I'm actually going to put a little green leaf in here as well. And one over here too. There we go. Okay. Maybe one here as well. Yes, don't stay stuck down, that's fine. Alright, so now we've done that. Now we are going to add some details, which is going to be wildly interesting. I'm going to start with this one. It is dry, So I am just going to take this Spiral Scarlet and I'm going to load up my brush and I'm going to make sure that it's very creamy consistency, and I'm just going to go, I'm just going to, okay, we need a bit more water than that. Okay, so let's try this. Oh my goodness. All right, too much water. I'm going to need to move that, and I'm going to need to do this. And what we want to do is actually drag lines up like that. Okay, that's something. And I think I'm just going to paint that yellow section out. It's just clearly not working. And this is obviously still a little bit wet, so we've got some issues happening over here, but it's all good. It's all fine. It's all fine. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, let me see. For this one, what I'm gonna do is, oh, just stay stuck down, will you? I'm gonna grab another piece of tape and stick that down because it is bothering me a little bit. Okay, come on tape. There we go. Okay. Just you can stay stuck down. Thank you. All right, let's have a feel. I mean, these all should be dry. So, all right. So what I'm gonna do for this one is add, you know what, I'm gonna swap my paintbrush. I've got a lovely paintbrush that I love to use in situations like this. It is the number 2 Tintoretto or whatever. And it is a fine lining brush and I love it to bits. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and grab that burnt sienna and I'm going to just drag a line like that. There we go. This is my favourite flower. I'm going to repeat that for the other 2 yellows. All right. And now I'm going to use this brush to repeat that nightmare. My goodness, this is actually just becoming a bit of a mess, isn't it? And I promised that I would share the whole process of me flipping learning how to be a better watercolour artist. And I am, I think, following through on that promise quite severely here. Need more water on this brush. Oh dear. We're not doing very well. Oh my goodness, it's fine. Oh Lord, it looks like a 2-year-old painted it, doesn't it? It's fine. My goodness. This is the learning process. This is what we do. We learn. We don't know what we're doing until we've learned how to do the thing. And so I take zero shame in this process. Zero shame. This is really quite terrible, but it's fine. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for this one. We need much more water. There we go. All right, and we're just going to drag it on out. You would think that I would learn a better process than what I've been doing. But no, I've decided to be stubborn and stick with something that's clearly not working for me. It's fine. I'm just going to thicken that up a little bit. How lovely. How delightful. All right, so now what I'm going to do is go in and add some details. So I am just grabbing some straight phthalo green to do the details on my dark green ones, so we're just gonna make it up as we go. There is a truck driving by, my apologies. Alright, that's something. Let's do something. And this one needs some love as well. There we go. I don't know, I feel like this is just slowly getting worse and worse as we go on. Alright, then I'm gonna go and grab that Serpentine Genuine again. Oh, I've got some over here, don't I? And I'm gonna go in and give these little ones a detail. Alright, then I'm just gonna grab some of this colour for these ones. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab some burnt umber to finish off my brown ones. If it was your 70th birthday, would you like to receive this card? Because quite frankly, I think I wouldn't. Okay, I also need to add some details to these other fellows. So I'm actually just going to come in here and grab this colour that I created for those. And I'm going to add some details. Lovely. Beautiful. It could be darker. Alright, so now I'm actually going to go ahead and let that dry. And then what I'm gonna do is come in with a pen and we're gonna play. We're gonna try and make this something. Because it's not something right now, it's really bad. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so it's dried. And now what I'm gonna do is grab a pen. There's a very specific pen that I wanna grab. It's one of these. It's a cello Trimate 0.7 millimeters. It's 3 rand. And I honestly love these pens so much. I bought a whole handful of them because I was worried I'd never be able to find them again. Anyway, I'm gonna go in and why don't we start with this monstrosity up at the top? And I'm just gonna draw what was supposed to be happening with these flowers. Sort of realising this pen might not be the best fit for this, but it doesn't matter. We're just trying to make this painting something. Because right now it just really is not. And this pen is not working. This is not the pen for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a fine liner instead. It's all about learning. Oh my goodness, yes. Disaster has strucketh. Okay, there we go. Fine liner. From Typo. Well, I hope this works. Otherwise we might be screwed. Right, there we go. Okay. Oh no, it's also on its last legs here. So we might not be winning on the pen front. I'll have to have a look for another pen maybe. Let's see how far we get with this. No, I'm swapping back to the other pen. This is the pen we shall use. This pen is fine. It's just not loving the watercolour paper. Is it sad? You know, you never know what a painting is going to look like until you've taken off the washi tape. So maybe we've gotten lucky and we've got something amazing. I doubt it. But you never know. Maybe. Maybe, just maybe, we've got something going on. I mean, this leaf is really, it's more like a couple slugs over here, but it's fine. Alright, I mean, I'm having quite a bit of fun just outlining everything. I also just have to keep checking that my phone is still recording. So. Alright, let's do this one. Okay. Alright, many a creative liberty have been taken from what I was trying to replicate. And that's okay. I mean, ultimately, I think I've had quite a bit of fun doing this, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter that I'm not very good, that it looks nothing like the reference image. What matters is that I learned something, quite a lot actually, and I learned, oh no, not that I learned, I've already said that I learned something. I had fun doing it. It's a disaster, but I had fun. And that's the most important thing. And you know what? Now that I've done all of this pen work on it, I'm starting to think that it's not too bad. We're going to do that. Alright, then all that's left is to do these leaves over here that I forgot. And now I need to just write happy 70th birthday, Mama. And we should be good. I'm just gonna scribble this on my hand a bit to make sure it's writing properly. And we're gonna get down to that. There we go. All right, let's do the last thing, which is to take off the tape and see what happens. So, oh my goodness. Here we go. Let's get those off. It's, you know, I need to at least do this. There we go. All right. This is the reveal time, although I think we all already know that is not really quite what we want. It's a bit of a mess, and it's nothing at all like what I had set out to paint, but I'm actually quite fond of it. And I fold that over, and we've got a birthday card for Mum. And you know what? I kind of love it. I think it's a little bit quirky. It's obviously not very technically skilled, but I had fun doing it, and I learned a lot. And yeah, I think there's some things actually from this that I could apply in other paintings, and I might try this again. Yeah. What I do think this was, though, was a bit of an exercise towards actually finding my own style. I learned how I enjoyed, like, the different ways that I enjoyed painting the flowers and what I didn't like at all. And yeah, there's just, yeah, I figured out some things about myself more so than painting and skills here, but also some things about painting and skills. Anyways, if you enjoyed watching me mostly fail at this painting, leave a like. And if you want to continue watching me learn, fail, and grow as an artist, please hit subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!